this meeting together for the work session for the Baldwin City Council for February the 7th. Our next item on the agenda, or I should say our first item on the agenda, is old business, digitized Habersham donation. Ms. Woodmaster.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
As you know, Peter Madruga came before council a couple of months ago requesting a $1,000 donation towards his digitized Habersham project, which in turn would digitize every living record that we have. So whether it's minutes, photos, any monumental things like the DOT agreement that we have with to install the original caution light, things like that, to preserve Habersham's history. And he has requested a $1,000 donation from the city of Baldwin. And at our last work session, I believe, or maybe, I'm not sure.
I think it's the one before.
Yeah,
No, was that a council meeting?
Yeah, I think it was a council meeting.
Yes.
It's still up, yeah.
We discussed the option, and there were some reservations to submitting $1,000 to this program with it not being associated with Habersham Historical Society. So tonight, we would like to give Mr. Madruga a response, which we will wait until Monday to get that response, but we wanted to put it before you again just to discuss it further and determine if this is an avenue that we want to take, and then find a way to fund it or not.
So I have to apologize. I completely let this leave my radar with all the little things that I got going on. And my intentions were to reach out to Mr. Madruga and address Dr. Armagno's questions, because she brought up some valid questions in that, should we as a, as a government agency donate towards a nonprofit. And that's actually also a legal question that we need to consult our attorney. So I totally dropped the ball and did not do my homework and ask that. And I think those are valid because I'm very excited about it. I know that with history, if you let it go by the wayside, then you relive it. It repeats itself. So, and then of course we've got the Habersham Historical Society as well. So it's which one, and we're not contributing any money, and I don't believe our taxes go towards Habersham Historical Society. It's also a nonprofit, so we wouldn't be double contributing to two things that are two different entities that are trying to do the same thing. But definitely, one of the benefits that it's going to be to our residents and to the county as a whole is that it's digitized, where right now it's not. And so we have a lot of really cool things up at City Hall and a lot of really neat history, and I love history, but especially just local things. I think that's because it's close, it's more tangible, and you're, as opposed to learning world history or something to that effect. So, so I'm still very excited about it, but Dr. Armagno did bring up valid questions. Is this something that we're allowed to do? How is this going to be preserved for the taxpayers who are contributing towards this? How does this benefit them in the future? If something were to happen, what's going to happen to the information, because it's out of our physical hands. So I'm totally on board with that. And again, I'm so sorry that I dropped the ball. I am going to call Mr. Madruga and let him know that I dropped the ball, and try to find out that information. But I mean, as long as everything is, our questions are satisfied, and we know that it's something that we can do, I personally, myself, am still on board with it. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, if we could get the answers to those questions, I think it would be a good idea to at least entertain it. Simply because the more information you can save, even if it is at multiple sources, in fact, better when it's at multiple sources, because you can cross-reference and verify. So, we do need to answer those questions before we make a solid decision on that. And I will set a reminder on my phone as soon as we leave out of here to remind Councilman Venter of her duties.
I
and make
will-
the call.
I will reach out to Bubba,
All right.
so I'll do that first.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate
I'll
that.
talk to Bubba
Okay.
and get that answered. Are you okay with us moving this to my phone?
Okay. Dr. Amania?
I'm here.
Okay.
The other concern I have, I would like to know what other municipalities
Yes.
have already participated. Are we the only one? Are there others? And I think in our last meeting, somebody said maybe Cornelia had already contributed. But again, this is a Habersham County project, and we also have residents in Banks County. So I want to make sure that we're using the money for all of our citizens wisely.
Agree, okay.
All right, any other concerns? Dr. Mano, Miss Emily asked if it was okay to move that to Monday night. I think everyone here was okay with that. Are you okay with that?
Yes, please, thank you.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Anything to add? All right, we'll move along to new business, consideration, discussion of cash online bond yeah, that word.
Alternative.
I presume this is from Miss Susan, but
Yes.
I'll make sure. it's
Nope,
the case.
she is gonna tell you all about it. It's a great thing.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We haven't had a way to have people to be able to bond out of jail on the weekends in a while now. And that's, sometimes raises an issue for people that are trying to get out. This would give us that way to do that. And I reached out to Cindy from Habersham County. They've been using this for I think she said 4 years, and she loves them. In fact, she said that if y'all wanted to talk to her, she'd either come to a meeting, you could call her, whatever, because she's that interested in us doing that too, because it would also help them. They've got people up there, trying to get out, and there's nobody here to take the payments. And so she said she's not had any issues with them at all, and that she actually would be a good resource for me to ask, how to get started, on our side. The gentleman that does this was not able to come tonight. He was hoping to, but he had a prior appointment that he couldn't get out of. And, but he said he's open for questions, anything that y'all want to know, he would be happy to. I think this is pretty much self-explanatory. I even gave y'all a copy of the agency manual so that you would know. That's the big thick one in the back.
Yeah.
That pretty much just walks you through everything. It's no cost to the city. It's added on to the person bonding out. It's also secure because all the risk he takes. If the payment is bad or whatever, the risk goes to him.
Okay.
So he covers that. So I don't know that much about it. I've talked to him several times over the last year and a half about it, and he's always super helpful. John Young was about answering questions, but since we hadn't moved forward with it, I haven't gone through, details, but he would be totally happy to answer or come show us whatever. He said, and it's not a contract. We can stop anytime. If we decide, well, I didn't like the way you did that, then it's done.
Sure. So definitely, obviously, with the challenges that we have with the jail, that seems, they're having to sit there, and we're paying money every night that they stay. And the longer they stay, the more risk it is that something happens to
Right.
them, which we're also responsible
And
for.
we have a contract with the jail, so we, it's
Yeah.
not like we were paying daily like we were previously. But
Oh,
the,
yeah, okay.
but the thing is, the jail is already overcrowded, so this gets people out of there faster,
Yeah.
so that helps them. It helps the people, obviously, because they can get out faster. And it seems to be very streamlined and easy for us to keep up with.
Yeah.
It also eliminates the over the weekend cash handling. So if you recall, there was a couple instances where our chief of police had to go take a cash payment so that somebody could get out, because they have the right to bond out.
Yeah.
And so we were holding cash until we were able to deposit that. So this also eliminates that, because this is a function that can be used out in the field as well.
On the surface, it looks great to me. Obviously, we'll read over it and, yeah.
One consideration is, would this be the only avenue for them to bond out, or can they still use the traditional avenues
They
as
could
well?
still come here, pay it out, as long as we're open, because our officers stopped taking the payments on their shifts, 2 years ago?
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
they've not had any way to get out other than wait for Monday or Tuesday if it's a long weekend or whatever.
Right.
Go through a security bond.
Yeah.
And that, and I guess for a lot of people, that would also eliminate the prospect of having to take off work, you know, get out over the weekend and still be able to make it to work on Monday.
Yeah.
And you can take them worldwide. I don't care if your uncle's in, Kalamazoo somewhere,
Yep.
they can pay worldwide that way.
Oh, that's helpful. Yeah.
When I worked at the sheriff's office, we would process somebody in and they would call and use their debit card and get out that way.
Oh.
And not even have to have somebody else.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is we had a lockable mailbox mounted on the wall back here. So if John was working night shift tonight and he arrests somebody for no license or some simple traffic charge,
Yeah.
takes him over to the jail, family shows up 2 hours later, want to bond him out. He has to take that in. She's not here to process it, and it may be a Friday night, so that's going to sit in that mailbox Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Mhm.
And while I hope every one of our staff members is honest, and I have faith in, everybody, stuff still happens, and it just,
Yeah.
It leads from one thing, turns into internal affairs, turns into GBI coming in, and this helps alleviate that by, hey, Monday through Friday, you can bring us cash, but otherwise, you're gonna have to do this, and that'll save everybody's hands. A lot less likely that money goes missing and
Mhm.
questions arise.
So it sounds like this is a really big liability reducer, which is,
Exactly.
that's important. That's great. Yeah.
Dr. Minor, you have any comments?
No, but I would ask if Emily could scan the information that was distributed to the council and send it to me electronically so I can review it before this comes up again.
I will.
Yep, she said she will.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? Anything else from this? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
You okay with it going to Monday night?
All right, moving on to announcements. The only announcement on paper is city offices will be closed on February the 20th in observation of President's Day. Any other announcements from staff? Announcements from council members? All right, Joe, the mayor, does have an announcement. This is to the citizens and the council members and the staff of the city of Baldwin. It has been a great honor and privilege to serve each of you as mayor of the city of Baldwin. I would like to thank each of you for allowing me to serve. An unexpected opportunity has come my way. My wife and I have spoken and prayed over it, and we feel it is the best move for our family. This opportunity will require a great deal of my time, and as a result, I will no longer be able to serve as your mayor. This is my official resignation and is effective as of February 7th, 2023, immediately following the work session. The city of Baldwin is in a great position, and I look forward to seeing its continued growth and success. I encourage you to pray and support your city council and the staff of this great city. Thank you, Joe Eagle. So I'm officially no longer the mayor. I will turn that gavel and that letter over to the mayor pro tem. I did print a copy for each of the council members that are in the room. Additional copy for the city administrator, chief and authorized, whatever the heck it is. And I've got my laptop, which belongs to the city, and the keys and the dongle, which I believe is the only property Joe Eagle owns that belongs to the city. So it's right there. Again, I really do appreciate the opportunity. It was quite a privilege. I can't even pretend to tell y'all all how much I've learned through the process. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep.
If I could say something real quick.
Yep.
I would like to thank Joe and let him know that I do consider him to be still one of my greatest friends in Baldwin, and I'm sorry to see him go. But opportunity is opportunity, and I wish him just the best in life. And if he needs anything, we're here for him.
Thank you. Big shoes to fill. Mr. Elam has been with the city for a long time and kind of low-key scary. Didn't expect to be the mayor, but I'm humbled by the opportunity to serve in that capacity. And, the city should know that I will do my best and, for the city, and we have a lot of things coming ahead of us, so we must push forward, so. Anybody else have anything to say?
I'm in real trouble now.
Oh. Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, hold on.
Okay, yes.
I think, in order to accurately and efficiently hand over, the mayorship,
Mhm.
we do have to, make a motion, for, you as the council will vote, Councilwoman Venter into the mayor's position under section 215 of our charter. So it would be appropriate for someone to make that motion with a second, and then subsequently following that, we will have to nominate a new mayor pro tempore.
I make a motion for the former councilwoman Alice Venter as mayor under section 215 of the charter.
So we've got a motion, is there a second?
Motion to what?
Motion, say it again.
A motion to, hand over the mayor seat to Alice Venter,
I'll
under
second.
section 214.
Yeah, all in favor, say aye.
I,
Okay, that's a unanimous vote. Thank you.
Mayor pro tem?
Thank you.
Nomination?
Anybody else? Thank you. I appreciate it. Phyllis?
We need to elect a mayor pro tem.
Oh,
Or
Mayor
appoint
Pro
a
Tem, okay, so, sorry, it's gonna take a second for me to get here. It's easy to be a council member, it's not easy. Joe's job was not an easy one, so I'm going to ask the council to, make a nomination for our next Mayor Pro Tem.
I would like to nominate Larry Llewellyn.
Okay. Anybody else like to nominate Larry? Do I have a second?
second.
Larry, would you like, or do you have any objections to serving as Mayor Pro Tem?
I had rather not.
You'd rather not?
At
Okay,
this time.
I understand.
And, I mean, if Mr. Llewellyn would rather not, then, Theron, do you want to, or Stephanie? This needs to be something that you want to do.
I'm not looking to, at my age, I'm not looking to even finish out the term. I'd rather someone else.
Understood. Well, as I said, this is something that you want to do, and I certainly don't want to do it either. So Stephanie, if you would
I
not
guess I
mind
can't
carrying
vote.
that mantle, then, my nomination would go to you.
Stephanie, would you be okay serving as Mayor Pro Tem?
As long as you understand that I'm still in Florida finishing up my father's estate, and I should be back next week, and then once this is completed in Florida, I can give my full time to Baldwin.
Okay.
Well,
I'd be happy
Stephanie,
to do it.
take your time, I'm enjoying the elbow room.
Okay, great. Do I have a second for the nomination of, Dr. Almano for Mayor Pro Tem?
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
All right, any abstentions? All right, unanimous. Well, with that, this isn't my first adjournment, so I've done a couple of times I've filled in, so again, guys, bear with me, I'm gonna try to get the process down correctly so I don't fumble. Joe was really good about, knowing that process, so I will, with that, adjourn our meeting.
Have you off speaker?